Hey, today I'm going to work on a 2007 Chrysler 300. So that's the bad boy there. And you need strippers, plastic and metal panel popper, electrical tape, crimpers, 13mm wrench. This is for the battery. 18mm ratchet and 10mm ratchet. Alright, let's get started here. For this car, there's a factory amplifier, so premium sound system. If you really want to find the amp, it's actually right under the dash, right under here. You don't have to get out the radio this time. I'm keeping the radio because of the steering wheel controls and the 60 changer, and so yeah, the way you want to do it is you want to use the converter, the low level converter, and connect it to the back speakers. So I'll show you where it's located here. So I already removed the back panel here. This covering just goes right under there. So you can see the speakers there. And the factory subwoofer is right up there. You're going to have to remove these kind of tabs here to remove that cover piece, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now as for the battery, for the power cable, I just removed this little plastic piece here. So after that, you can just snap it right back down, like that. Like that. And then the grommet runs right into there. You can see where the grommet is. So to get at that, you actually have to remove the glove box. It's a pretty simple thing to do. You notice that there's a wire holding the glove box so it goes down smoothly. All you gotta do is hit the bottom so it snaps. And then it should pull out like that. You just gotta remove this wire here. Okay. And I ran my power wire. It's 8 gauge. Right up through. There's a grommet in there. Okay. And for this vehicle, there's no accessory wire. So you would have to either tap into ignition or do this whole relay conversion, because it uses a ground for ignition. I mean for accessory, so you have to do this whole relay conversion, which I kind of don't want to show right now because not a lot of people know how to do. So what I did was that I just removed this whole panel here and tap into the pink wire in the ignition. So from here, there's a cable running down this side here. It should be a solid, actually there should be a pink/white wire. I'll list all the color codes on the side for you, so you just read in the description there. So the ignition wire, power wire run through the firewall, and all this stuff is really easy to move the paneling. It just pops right out. There's no screws, but the centerpiece here, there's 2 screws. There's one on this side and on the other side. And if you're running like a 4 gauge, it's too big for you and you gotta remove this whole panel. You gotta make sure there's 2 Phillips screws right here that you should just pop right out. Going to the back, simple, pop that right out. Remember, as I mentioned, there should be another Phillips screw right in here. And then there's your power cable. For ground, you can either use any one of these bolts here, but make sure you scratch the paint off of it so you can get a solid ground. I wouldn't recommend trying to, create your own hole just because rust. Some people are scared to drill right into the gas tank. So I'd rather just use one of these bolts. Okay, so I put in the lock here, the level output converter. I also post the color codes on the side there. Once this is all done, just gotta put it back together. So you have your power wires, your remote wire, your RCA. So I just ran that from the top there all the way down, and then after that I just gotta ground it and put in the fuse. Sorry, connect all the cables to the amp and then put in the fuse and test out the system. Alright, so now you have your power wire to power, remote wire to remote obviously, and ground to ground. I bridged this amp here. Normally if it doesn't say a bridge on the side here, you normally start with left negative and right positive. Okay, and the ground I used was this bolt here, the factory bolt. It's an 18 millimeter. Okay. And now everything should be done, and all I gotta do is put in the fuse and test out the system. Okay, if you guys are kind of confused about getting at accessory wire or the ignition wire, or how to get this panel off, all you gotta do is pop the side panel off. There's only 2 tabs here. Once that's done, you have 1 screw in here, 1 screw underneath here, and 1 underneath here. But of course you have to remove the cover piece underneath the dash here first. Once that's all done, there should be 4 bolts here. There should be 10 millimeter bolts on each side, so 4 total. And then there should be tabs up here that you can just pop them right off. And your wire would be laying right here. What I did was that I ran the ignition wire and power wire on the same side, on the other side, so then I don't have to remove all sorts of door sills and panels for nothing. So let's see what we have here. So you have 2 MTX subs and the kicker amp. Okay, so let's try it and see what it's. Let's hear what it sounds like. Too much rattle.